People of Reddit, what is the most NSFW thing you did while on school grounds? I put my penis in the wall tap for the hose. Why? Don't ducking ask me. This was in like grade 2. And yes, I turned on the water. How did it feel when you turned the water on? I imagine the poor guy's ballsack inflated like a water balloon. Rather uncomfortable, I'd expect. How the hell did he fit any water in there? They're full of urine already. Well, I personally didn't do this, but in my freshman year there was some girl who skipped classes to give blowjobs to a bunch of boys in the bathrooms. She did all the boys in freshman class, and she got halfway through the sophomores when someone ratted her out, and she got suspended for 3 weeks. Imagine the kids who stayed home that day. I held hands. Slut, you slut dragon. Whips, you slut. Whips, slut. Whips, slut. Whips, slut. Whips, shame on you. Whips, shame. You slutty. Whips, slutty. Whips, slut. Whips, link. B/X8RKZRFG. T equals 18. Jerked off in class. To this day I'm surprised I wasn't caught. Yeah, everybody knew. I said I wasn't caught. I didn't say no one knew. Got a blowjob in the fire escape stairwell in the 8th grade. Kids were standing around the top exit door listening, which prompted a teacher to investigate. Got caught. Took full responsibility for the idea, so the girl wouldn't feel the heat of it all. I was allowed to finish the last couple weeks from home, but was expelled from the school. Briefly stopped reading it. I was allowed to finish. FWIW. I did finish through. Was actually zipping up when I was caught. Nice. Fingered my ex-GF in our vice principal's office. Luckily he didn't notice when he came in. But did he notice when she came in? Doing my then GF in the bathrooms and sometimes in the bushes. To note, we didn't have stalls or such. Just normal bathrooms. Don't think we were ever caught. Or at least we were never confronted. Also concerning bushes. She got turned on by the public taboo of it, or however you wanna say it. The thrill of maybe getting caught. I mean IDC. Got laid. XD. Now a side note. Bathrooms. Is it still a bathroom even without the bath part? Just a sink and toilet? My man be asking the real questions. I mean, English isn't my native language, it's like color and color or armor and armor. I get one is British, the other American, no clue why though. XD, same with trousers and pants. Hand job in the school library. Hey, I have seen someone jerking off in the library. 3 friends. Not gay. We used to compare the length of our dicks in 5th grade just for fun. Got caught by a teacher. Were told to our parents. Fin. Edit. Comparison was not on book, but an actual jiggling around out of our pants. Who had the biggest? Well, I had the thickest. Oh, username scares me. Don't worry, I'm not even 14. I used to sexually pleasure myself using some of the large pencil looking poles we had in the playground at my primary school. I told everyone how good it felt, and only years later realized what I was doing. Oh my god. Why did you have to bring these memories bubbling back to the surface? It's cringy to think about it. I used to plead with my classmates to try it out, but I guess it looked weird even at the time. Yikes. Ugh, the cringe is so real. I don't remember it happening a lot, but I definitely remember doing it a couple times. My dad's mate could get homebrew for $10 a bottle. I sold it for $20-25 depending on the customer's frequency. Mum would also get cigarettes super cheap from Asia. Sold them at $1 a pop. The best part was, I was a nerdy guy and the teachers didn't suspect a thing. So much so, that when I was walking past a boys' toilet, a female teacher called me over and asked me to see if I could go in and try and catch whoever was smoking in there. It was one of my best customers. I just walked around a bit, gave him a nod, and then exited saying, "Sorry miss, you must have just missed him." I charged that guy $25 for his bourbon from then on. No matter what. Dude, you must have made bank. Was given a hand job in theater class during a movie. Snuck up to the theater catwalk after hours and made out while teachers/janitors kinda departed for the day below in auditorium. High school got my first BJ in my friend's van parked directly across the street behind the cafeteria dumpster lol. There was a torn up rickety prop armchair in the corner of the catwalk that everyone in drama/choir knew people had used for sex. Ducking on the catwalk sounds terrifying, but I guess people might be into the danger. Also how it got there or why it wasn't removed beats me. Had sex in nearly every building. Wasn't able to check off the administration building or library off the list. That was a really fun relationship. I'm surprised they still let you work there. Sex as of Reddit. What was the sexiest sex you ever sexily sexed? Paging drive. Sex. Dr. Dick. Lol. Kissed a girl. I go to an all-girls Catholic school. All-time respect for that. Me and my old crush were dared back in middle school to kiss each other by one of my good friends. My freshman year, so me and her went into one of the practice rooms in the band room and sat in the corner where we couldn't be seen. We hugged each other and began to make out for 5 minutes. This was the first makeout session I've ever had, and she used tongue. I was inexperienced since it was my first, but I kept on kissing. It left me with a boner and acknowledged it and laughed with me laughing as well. So we walked out of the practice room to my friend's classroom and fulfilled the dare in front of him. We kissed each other again and she walked away, only for my friend to tell me that it was actually a joke. Did you get into a relationship later, or was it just a one-time thing? Unfortunately it was a one-time thing. I forgot to mention she walked back up to me where the teachers sat and monitored the lunchroom during dismissal, and she lustfully bit my neck. I looked back and wished I gave her something in return. But I was new to this kind of thing because I haven't experienced it prior. Was 16 or so, driving around with a girl and she wanted to get freaky. She parked down this weird road and lead me into a park in the middle of the night. Took me to the backside of this big hill and we proceeded to exchange pleasantries. Then as we walked back I noticed a building at the other side of the park. Turned out it was an elementary school. I know it was middle of the night, but you get caught doing that now you end up on the list. I once got a blowjob in the parking lot of an elementary school one night, right after I graduated high school. After reading this, thank duck we never got caught. Yet know all too well what you're talking about. AHH, the naiveness of being young, I miss it. I got my very first blowjob and fingered my first girlfriend when we were 15 at the top of a slide in an elementary school playground. Glad you said we were 15. Definitely had to throw that in there lol. Nah, she was 15, I was 48. Good times. Printed hentai in the library to hide under my mattress at home when I was 13. We lived in the Bobbinies, so I couldn't date. And our internet was dial-up, so it'd wake every soul in the house before I got to see half a boob. Modern problems. Modern solutions. Accidentally opened a NSFW post on Reddit in school. Insane, right? Welp, you're pregnant. Girl blew me in a bathroom on the basement level as I'm about to come. She whispers come on my face. I pull my pud from her mouth and she arches her neck back. I blow a massive load down. I shit you not. Most of it goes up her left nostril. We both laugh because it was so absurd. Make out with my then GF and go to the next class covered in hickeys. We were teenagers and we didn't know how making out worked. You didn't even know it was the lips. Lol. I've seen two guys have sex in the stalls once, and I've also seen a guy bang a girl in the guy's locker room while we were changing for pep at my school. The locker room sex happened in the girl's locker room. The gym teacher was a man and couldn't really enter the other locker room without a good reason. Or he was already in there. I lost my virginity at school in the lunch break. Strip. Also the guy that writes hold hands is a pervert, like I just wanted to show my tits but hands. The only thing hands should hold are tits or a dick. Disgusting. So, this was in 7th grade, and I had just discovered the joys of jerking off, and like a lot of boys, I was ready to go at the drop of a hat. So one day I'm sitting in English lit class, and I've already read the entire book that we are supposed to be working through, and I guess I just decided that there were better things I could do with my time. I asked to go to the bathroom, went into the handicap stall, and cranked one out right there. Pretty sure I didn't even use toilet paper or anything. Just shot it right on the wall and went back to class. Looked up Noah Centinia's nudes on school Wi-Fi without incognito mode. I work in a public K-12 school as the IT guy. We got a new web filter program and had it tested by looking up things of the NSFW variety. Also, whenever there is something a kid looks up, it inevitably comes down to us also seeing it too. Kids look up the weirdest stuff. I lost my virginity to my then boyfriend in the music building at a boys only private boarding school and got away with it. I'm a girl. My boyfriend did his bagpiping exam in the same room the following week. Told my 4th grade teacher to suck my balls. My best friend and I got a girl with huge knockers to flash us in the janitor's closet between class our sophomore year. I literally jacked off to my female substitute teacher, and she caught me doing it. Now, I know you guys aren't going to believe this, but because we were alone in the room, she sucked my dick. Never told anyone before until now. This sound like a script for a porn video, no lie. Snuck behind the teacher and looked up her skirt. He was my friend in elementary school. He masturbated during a high school art class, but wasn't caught by anyone except the gay kid. The gay kid proceeded to tell me, but didn't leak into public knowledge until our leaving year. Rip that kid's friendship group. Everyone ditched him for being a perv. Thanks for watching. Don't leave before leaving a like to this video.